Alright everybody, how y'all doing, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with an unboxing of the LGA Socket 1155 motherboard for a build that is coming up soon. So let's get right into it. I'm not going to bore you too long, but before I get into the video, a lot of y'all been asking me, Ron, why you still using old hardware instead of new hardware? Because I know how to use the old hardware. As long as the old hardware say Windows 10, I'm good. Because Windows 10 is our only good, best operating system, as well as Windows 7. Microsoft is screwing up with Windows 11, because with Windows 11, I guess the relogger error that constantly shuts down the PCIe lanes, and there's no fixing that. Now, they're supposed to go ahead on and fix it, but the person is on a tight budget. This is why I know how to use the hardware. Now, as a PC builder, I know how to use anything on anybody's level. You just got to know how to use the PC. Now, if it's a extreme content creator, I will put them on the high-end gear, such as the new AM5 motherboards, as well as the 1700 motherboards. If you're a hardcore gamer, same thing. With the RTX 4090, 4080, 4070, and 4060 Ti. Because those are good graphic cards for gaming right now, as well as the RX 7000 series for good content creation, as well as gaming. So let's get right into it. I'm not going to bore you too long. We are unboxing this Asrock LGA Socket 1155. Let's get right into it. Now, what comes in the box? Now, just keep in mind, before I get into the unboxing, just keep in mind that this comes off AliExpress. The reason why I'm going to AliExpress, and I don't mind the wait, because I have been screwed 3 to 4 times buying used gear off eBay, where the seller tricked the BIOS to go ahead on and get a post screen just to post the CPU. The last motherboard I had brought was the FM2 motherboard from MSI. When I had installed Windows 10, because I often use that motherboard myself for cores, for threads of the 870X CPU of the FM2 Plus socket. And when I installed that there and everything was up and running, it kept flipping back the BIOS, where I had to constantly reset it, because now the BIOS was affected. So I will not be buying any parts from eBay, because 99.9% of the time the seller destroyed the motherboard and he sold it for a profit. So that's the main thing. You keep in mind that when you buy used gear, whether you get it from AliExpress, Newegg, Micro Center, etc., eBay, and etc., you will get screwed. Because 9 out of 10, somebody probably went to Micro Center, brought the motherboard, destroyed it, brought it back to Micro Center. Somebody probably forgot to test it, and it got put back on the store shelves. So just keep that in mind. In eBay, same thing. So just keep that in mind. When you buy used gear or refurbished gear, you have an issue in buying damaged product. So let's get into the unboxing. What comes in the box? We get the IO shield. We get a SATA cable they put in, so that's a good big plus. And you get the motherboard itself. Alrighty. So now let's get into the unboxing. Y'all probably want to know what's the model of it. It is the Asrock H61M VG4. I will be putting all the links of the information on the motherboard in the description below, so y'all could go ahead on and get into it. Now, y'all keep in mind, she's not set for overclocking, because she has one 4-pin CPU header. She has your 24-pin header on the side. She has 2 DIMM slots, 2 RAM slots. So she's not meant for overclocking, but for basic, simple, mid-level task work. If you just want to browse the internet, that's good for that. If you want to game off of, you could go ahead and team up with the GTX 1060 or the GTX 1660 Super and play your good games at 1080p. She's not pushing a lot of power, so don't think you can overclock it, because you cannot. Now, let's get into the features. This is the Asrock H61M VG4, X-Fast lanes, X-Fast USB. This is your 1155 socket. The CPUs it support is Intel i3, i5, and i7 second and third gen CPUs, as well as Pentium and Celeron processor. It supports Intel Turbo Boost 2.0 as well as Intel Hyper-Threading technology. Chipset H61 memory. It supports up to DDR3, 1066 to 1600 megahertz in speed. Max support is 16 gigabytes. So yes, you could go ahead and put two 8 gigabyte DIMMs in and push your games at DDR3, 1600 megahertz. That's the highest clock speed it goes to. So you cannot go no higher. Now y'all probably say, well, Ron, why you didn't use this for yourself? Because I went head on with the Asus AM4 platform. I say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get some boards ready to build a somebody else's system when they need it, and it's here. Alrighty. Now the graphic, if you are using the APU, the graphic is HD 2500 to 4000 Intel 2500 to Intel 4000 APU. You cannot go wrong with that. If you are using the APU, you'll be using the VGA support slot in the back. The PCI lanes are, the blue is PCIe Express 3.0 X16. You got a PCI Express 2.0 X1. You have 4 storage SATA 2s, 3.0 gigabits per second. You have your 2 USB front panel handles, your TPM 1.0 header, your high definition audio jack header, and then you have your front panel header right here. Now, moving to the back of the motherboard. Before I move to the back, I forgot to let y'all know your CPU header, system fan header right there, and that's it. Moving to the back of the motherboard. Now, one thing I like about this, I'm old school. Yes, you have your PS2 mouse and PS2 keyboard connector. You have your VGA D-Cell connector, which supports up to 2500 by 1366 graphics. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4 2.0 headers, your Ethernet 10, 100, 1000 connector, your audio jacks in the back, and you can't go wrong with that. On the back of the motherboard, it's just your simple, basic connectors and solder points. Try not to touch them, because if you touch them, if you have a sweater on, if you touch them, you'll be blowing up your VRAMs, which is low voltage regulated modules, so you cannot do high ink overclocking. So the board will figure it out itself and pump enough juice in the CPU when you use the Intel Turbo Boost 2.0 as well as the hyper-threading technology that comes into the CPU. I think that's on the 3rd gen i7 CPU. So yes, and the i7 is 4 cores, 8 threads processors. So yes, you can still do good with 4 cores and 8 threads. It cannot be nothing wrong with that. Will I use this board for light gaming, mid-level gaming? Yes, because you got to know what you're throwing at. This board is good with Fortnite, Apex Legend, maybe a little Dota 2, etc. Now notice I mentioned light range games. I didn't mention Call of Duty, World War 3, or Doom Eternal. I didn't mention those games because those games require you to have a high-end CPU as well as a high-end GPU, because it works both. And this motherboard works it. If you do put it in low settings with those games, trust me, you will be maxing out the CPU at 100% utilization. So yes, once you go ahead and push the utilization to 100% on the CPU as well as the GPU, you are bottlenecking, because you are pushing that baby to the fullest levels. So I prefer to keep things simple and easy in gaming. If you like to play Fortnite does not require you to have a high-end CPU or today's CPUs in today's world. Now you can use 4 cores, 8 threads for office clerical basic gaming like me, because I play my puzzles and retro games, etc., etc. So yes, you can go ahead and use that for that. So will I recommend this motherboard? Yes. Do I recommend using old gear? Yes. All depends on how far you're going back using old gear. So I know I watch a lot of channels where they using LGA 370s or the 478s, 479s, and these are Intels. So yes, the Intel's LGA 775. So yes, a lot of people still on old gear, and my channel is to help you keep your old gear running at its best by making sure drivers are updated, board drivers. I'll be putting all the link in the information below to go ahead and download it for free. If you want to pay for the package plan deal, you can. It's up to you. And I'm gonna go ahead and close it out with this video. I want to thank y'all for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.